Are you absolutely sure the things you believe about aging are true? Most of us grew up with a quiet assumption that after a certain age, the body naturally weakens, intimacy fades, and vitality becomes a distant memory. But what if I told you that the real thief of your energy isn't time itself? It's the misguided advice you've been following. I'm Dr. Mohid Kara, a specialist in men's health with decades of clinical experience. But today, I want to highlight the insight of a highly respected colleague, Dr. Andrew Weil, a pioneer in the field of integrative medicine. He once said, "The human body is not designed to fail, it just needs the right nourishment." And I wholeheartedly agree. After over 60,000 patient consultations, one truth stands out. When men over 60 adopt the wrong habits, they don't just lose strength, they lose deep connection with themselves and the people they love. That sense of fatigue, disconnection, and diminished confidence doesn't start with age. It starts when we stop listening to what our body truly needs. The good news is, you can come back from that. No prescriptions, no risky procedures, just by adjusting what you put into your body. In fact, recent research shows that certain natural fruits don't just support circulation, they can reawaken desire and gently restore intimacy in ways many never expect. And in just a few minutes, I'll show you exactly what those 4 fruits are. Ones you may already have in your kitchen. But before we dive in, be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell, because this video might just be the turning point in your health journey. Red grapes, nature's silent circulation rebuilder. Let me ask you something. What if the answer to restoring vitality wasn't found in a prescription bottle, but in a fruit bowl sitting right on your kitchen counter? After decades of clinical work, I used to think only medications could improve circulation in aging patients. But the more I listened to my older clients, especially those who defied aging stereotypes, the more I noticed a powerful truth hiding in plain sight. Red grapes. Yes, not some exotic supplement or high-tech intervention. Just humble, vibrant, natural red grapes. These small fruits may appear simple, but they house a remarkable compound called resveratrol, a potent antioxidant known for its ability to relax blood vessels and improve blood flow. Scientifically, resveratrol enhances the production of nitric oxide, a molecule that helps expand blood vessels, allowing oxygen-rich blood to reach your muscles, heart, brain, and yes, even your most intimate areas. Here's what makes red grapes truly unique. They tend to restore blood flow exactly where age tries to take it first, the lower body. As men and women age, it's not uncommon to feel cold feet, lower sensitivity, or experience fatigue far more quickly during intimacy. But when circulation declines, so does energy, connection, and emotional closeness. By supporting vascular health, red grapes gently restore that inner spark, and they do so without side effects. For men, daily consumption has been linked to stronger and longer-lasting erections, thanks to improved nitric oxide signaling. But unlike synthetic drugs, this effect comes naturally and progressively, without disrupting the body's rhythm. Women also benefit significantly. Red grapes promote pelvic blood flow, increasing warmth, sensitivity, and emotional comfort during intimacy, something often lost silently with age. This isn't just about restoring function, it's about reviving feeling, trust, and emotional depth. One of my patients once told me, "We didn't think a bowl of grapes could change our evenings." But it did. That story has echoed through countless follow-ups. Because what seems ordinary, a simple dietary habit, can bring back what many thought was gone for good. This isn't magic. It's nutritional science meeting human care. And we're only getting started. The next fruit I'll reveal doesn't just boost circulation. It quietly protects your kidneys and supports your sexual wellness in ways that may surprise you. Curious? Then let's keep going. Cranberries, the kidney guardian that rekindles intimacy here. Something most people never consider. What if your ability to feel desire and connection has less to do with hormones and more to do with your kidneys? It might sound surprising, but I learned this the hard way. Not from textbooks, but from patients. For years, I saw cranberries as little more than a holiday, garnish, tart, red, forgettable. But after listening closely to older patients who seemed unusually vibrant and intimately connected, well into their 60s and 70s, I noticed a pattern. Again and again, cranberries quietly showed up in their routines. That's when I dug into the research, and what I discovered reframed everything I thought I knew. Cranberries are one of nature's most powerful allies for protecting the urinary tract and kidneys, two vital systems that often operate in the background until they start to fail. And when they do, it's not just about discomfort or frequent bathroom trips. Declining kidney function means toxin buildup, slowed circulation, and increased inflammation, all of which chip away at energy, emotional clarity, and yes, sexual vitality. This is where cranberries come in. They contain unique proanthocyanidins, potent anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial compounds that help cleanse the urinary tract, reduce recurring infections, and support healthy blood vessels, particularly around the pelvis. That's not just helpful, it's essential, because blood flow isn't just about the heart. It's about feeling warmth, comfort, and trust in intimate moments. For men, a healthier kidney system often translates into better blood pressure control and more stable nitric oxide levels, both key factors in strong, dependable erections. And unlike synthetic interventions, this support comes from the inside out, gradually, naturally, without harsh side effects. Women to experience tangible changes, with improved pelvic circulation and fewer urinary irritations. Many report increased comfort and confidence during intimacy. When chronic discomfort is no longer in the picture, emotional closeness often reappears, not as a duty, but as a desire. One couple in their late 60s came back to me months later and said, "We didn't realize how much the little things were affecting us until they weren't anymore." It turns out that when you reduce hidden inflammation and improve internal comfort, connection becomes easier, and connection at this stage of life is everything. So how do you put this into practice? It's simple: a small handful of dried cranberries on your salad, a glass of unsweetened cranberry juice in the morning, or even a few tossed into your oatmeal can go a long way. What matters is consistency, not quantity. Cranberries may be small, but their effects reach deep. They don't just soothe your urinary tract. They protect your energy, your desire, your ability to show up fully for your partner. And that's why I recommend making them a regular part of your daily rhythm now. Let me ask, what if the next fruit could not only support your inner organs, but actually reignite a spark you thought was gone? What if it could help raise testosterone, increase energy, and awaken the physical confidence you haven't felt in years? That's exactly where we're headed next. You're not going to want to miss this. Papaya, the energy awakener hiding in plain sight. Let me ask you, when was the last time you woke up feeling truly energized? Not just rested, but alive, present, and open to intimacy. If your answer doesn't come quickly, don't worry. You're not alone. Many older adults I work with describe a steady dulling of their energy, like someone quietly dimmed the lights, and they can't find the switch. This brings us to a fruit that's often overlooked: papaya. Soft, golden, tropical. It may remind you of summer, of warmth, of something simple. But what most people over 60 don't realize is that papaya may be one of nature's most gentle, yet powerful tools for restoring masculine vitality, emotional closeness, and full body circulation. I remember a retired school principal who came to my clinic, frustrated and weary. His sleep was broken, his energy flat, and intimacy with his wife had become more memory than experience. His diet was clean, he walked every morning, but still, something was missing. So we made one small shift. We added a morning smoothie with fresh papaya and a spoonful of Greek yogurt. That's it. 3 weeks later, he came back smiling, blushing, and lighter in every way. His eyes were clearer, his energy more grounded. And what changed wasn't magic. It was science finally supporting the body where it was quietly asking for help. Papaya is rich in vitamins A, C, and E, alongside powerful enzymes like papain, which support digestion, reduce inflammation, and assist in detoxification, all critical in aging bodies. But the real magic lies in how it supports testosterone production and blood flow. Unlike stimulants that push the body, papaya nourishes from within, helping arteries stay flexible, hormones stay balanced, and oxygen reach all the right places. For men, this often translates into firmer, more reliable erections, better stamina, and most importantly, restored confidence. And that confidence is contagious. For women, papaya gently supports estrogen regulation, enhances pelvic circulation, and reduces dryness and discomfort, issues that often quietly interrupt intimacy in later life. There's more. Papaya supports adrenal function, which regulates stress. And stress, whether we name it or not, is one of the biggest intimacy killers after age 60. When the nervous system relaxes, the body remembers connection. It remembers touch. It remembers joy. And here's what I love most about papaya. It's accessible. It's not a pill. It's not a prescription. It's a fruit soft, nourishing, and ready to be scooped with a spoon. It doesn't promise fireworks, but what it brings may be more important: stability, warmth, and sustainable desire. If you're looking to reignite not just your body, but your relationship, papaya is your quiet, loyal ally. It works not by forcing, but by reminding your body of its original design: connection, vitality, and calm energy. And just when you think fruit can't offer more, wait until you meet the one that supports both your heart and your hormones, while helping you sleep deeper, feel lighter, and love more fully. Let's talk about cherries next. Cherries, the intimacy enhancer that works while you sleep. Let me ask you something personal. What if the very thing that's been missing in your relationship isn't lost, just gently asleep inside you, waiting for the right signal to wake up? After decades in men's and couples' health, I've learned that intimacy isn't just about performance, it's about presence. And presence doesn't come from a pill. It comes from alignment, when your body, mind, and emotions are working together, not pulling against each other. And this is where something as simple as a bowl of cherries becomes more powerful than most people ever imagine. It was years ago, when a couple in their late 60s walked into my clinic. They had been married for over 40 years, loving, respectful, gentle with each other, but the spark had dimmed. He felt tired, disconnected from his own body, even ashamed that the intimacy they once shared now felt distant. She missed the closeness too, but never wanted to pressure him. They didn't need a miracle, they needed a bridge. And surprisingly, that bridge started with cherries. Based on studies I had been reading, I recommended they begin incorporating cherries into their diet, daily, naturally, without fanfare. They were skeptical, but open. 2 months later, they returned, holding hands, smiling like newlyweds. Something had shifted, not dramatically, but deeply. You see, cherries are loaded with anthocyanins, antioxidant compounds that have been shown to reduce arterial inflammation, enhance nitric oxide production, and improve vascular health throughout the entire body. What does that mean practically? It means better blood flow, not just to your brain or heart, but to the places that matter most when it comes to feeling, responding, and connecting. For older men, that can mean more consistent, firmer erections, without the chemical side effects of synthetic pills. Why? Because better circulation means better delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the pelvic region, along with healthier nitric oxide signaling, a key player in erectile response. It's nature restoring rhythm where pharmaceuticals often force. For women, cherries help increase pelvic circulation to enhancing sensitivity, reducing dryness, and supporting a more emotionally attuned experience during intimacy. But what makes cherries truly special isn't just what they do for your body, it's what they do for your nervous system. Cherries are one of the few fruits rich in natural melatonin, the hormone that governs deep, restful sleep. When you sleep better, everything changes. Hormonal balance improves. Cortisol, your stress hormone, drops, and when stress goes down, emotional openness rises. Couples often rediscover not just physical closeness, but emotional trust, playfulness, and laughter. One of my favorite things about cherries is how gentle they are. There's no sudden jolt, no artificial spike, just gradual, nurturing support. They soothe the blood vessels, stabilize your hormones, and bring your body and mind back into sync, where connection can naturally grow, and you don't need a complicated plan. A handful of fresh cherries in the evening, or a small glass of unsweetened tart cherry juice before bed can be enough to initiate the shift. The key isn't dosage, it's consistency and intention. You're not taking cherries to fix something broken. You're using them to remind your body what it was always capable of: closeness, desire, and connection. I've seen relationships improve not because of grand gestures, but because of quiet commitment to health, to nourishment, and to each other. And cherries are part of that. Not by solving everything overnight, but by opening the door again. When the body feels safe, the heart opens. And that, at any age, is where intimacy truly lives. So now you've discovered 4 fruits that go far beyond nutrition. They're circulatory boosters, hormonal supporters, emotional balancers, and perhaps most powerfully, gentle reminders that your best years may still lie ahead, not behind. You might now be asking, how do I bring this into my daily life? How do I actually turn this insight into a rhythm that lasts? That's exactly what we'll explore next. Because if you've made it this far, something inside you is already shifting. Maybe you're tired of being told to accept aging as decline. Or maybe, just maybe, you're beginning to sense the truth. Your body still wants to respond. Your heart still wants to connect. And with the right daily nourishment, simple, natural, and joyful, you absolutely can. Let's talk about how to make this real, starting today. The gentle reset. How to bring these 4 fruits into your life, naturally, joyfully, And forever, let me ask you something simple, yet powerful. What if the next chapter of your vitality didn't begin with a medication, a workout plan, or a diagnosis, but with a single piece of fruit? We're not talking about extreme diets, expensive supplements, or overwhelming regimens. We're talking about real food, whole, natural fruits your body recognizes, craves, and responds to, not with fireworks, but with a quiet, growing strength. Here's the beauty of this journey. You don't have to do it all at once. In fact, I encourage you to start small. Just one fruit. Choose whichever one resonated most deeply with you. Maybe it's the gentle sweetness of red grapes in the afternoon. Maybe it's a sprinkle of dried cranberries over your salad. Maybe you'll slice fresh papaya with breakfast, or unwind with a few cherries before bed. There's no wrong place to start, and there's no pressure to be perfect. What matters most is consistency. Think of it as a daily signal to your body. I choose connection. I choose vitality. I choose to feel again. And over the next few weeks, something subtle may begin to shift. Your hands and feet may feel warmer, your mind clearer, your sleep deeper. You may even notice a quiet flicker of energy or intimacy returning, like a memory your body had been waiting to remember. These are not coincidences. They are the whispers of well-being, messages from your circulation, your hormones, your nervous system saying, I'm still here, I'm still willing. From decades of working with older adults across the country, I can tell you this with certainty. It is never too late. I've seen 70-year-old men rediscover intimacy with their wives after years of distance. I've seen women in their 60s finally feel at home in their bodies, not because they reversed time, but because they finally began nourishing the life they still have. So today, I invite you to look differently at what's in your refrigerator, your fruit basket, or your next grocery list. See fruit not just as food, but as medicine, movement, and a message of renewal. A few grapes, a handful of cherries, a scoop of papaya, a splash of cranberry juice. These aren't just nutrients. They are rituals of reconnectation. Let this be the day you begin, not because someone told you to, but because you deserve to feel good again. Stronger, closer, more alive than you've believed. Possible in a long time. You now know what to do. You've seen what's possible. The next step belongs to you, and I'll be right here, cheering for you every step of the way. Because yes, we've been talking about red grapes, cranberries, papaya, and cherries, but we've really been talking about something much more personal. Your energy, your intimacy, and your sense of being fully alive, not through artificial fixes or temporary boosts, but through natural nourishment that speaks to your body in a language it still understands. Let me remind you, this is about more than fruit. It's about what fruit represents, a return to honoring your body, trusting its wisdom, and feeding it what it truly needs in these precious later years, because at this stage of life, you deserve more than symptom management. You deserve to wake up with energy, to go to sleep feeling connected, and to feel, maybe for the first time in a while, that you are fully, vibrantly you again. Not the version of you from decades ago, but the strongest, wisest, most alive version of you right now. Maybe for years you've been told that slowing down, losing connection, and letting go of intimacy is just part of getting older. But that's not your story. Not anymore. Because the truth is, your body has never truly forgotten how to respond. It's simply been waiting for the right kind of care. And that's where these fruits come in. They're not cures. They're not magic. But they are allies. Gentle, powerful, and surprisingly effective. They support circulation. They calm inflammation. They help rebalance hormones. And perhaps most beautifully, they reignite the spark of connection, both physical and emotional. And here's the best part. You don't have to change everything. You just have to begin. Your first step is enough, and it starts now, so here we are. You've heard the science. You've felt the possibility. And now you're standing at the edge of something quietly powerful. Your own renewal. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about choosing vitality in the way that fits you best today. It could be one small act, a handful of red grapes in the afternoon, a spoonful of papaya with your breakfast, a splash of unsweetened cranberry juice, a few cherries before bed. Do it with intention. Do it daily, and then watch what begins to shift. Because healing rarely arrives with grand fanfare. Sometimes it arrives as warm feet, clearer thoughts, a softened gaze between you and the one you love. And often, those subtle shifts grow into something far more transformative, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. This is your invitation, not to fix what's broken, but to nourish what still works. Not to rewind time, but to honor the time you're in. You've spent years showing up for others. Now, show up for yourself. Go to your fridge, your grocery list, your favorite market. Choose one fruit, and in doing so, choose yourself. Because you're not finished. Your heart still beats with purpose. Your body still craves connection. And your story, it's not winding down. It's evolving into its next beautiful chapter. And if any part of this message resonated with you, even a little, don't keep it to yourself. Click the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so we can continue walking this journey together. Every week, I share insights, tools, and stories designed for your health, your energy, and your joy beyond 60. In the comments below, type "I'm ready" if you're taking your first step today, whether it's with grapes, cranberries, papaya, or cherries. And if you've already tried one of these, I'd love to hear your story. Your experience could be the spark that someone else needs to believe it's not too late. Because the path back to intimacy, vitality, and deep connection is not a solo journey. And here, you are never alone. Until the next video, stay well, stay strong, and never forget, your best days may still be ahead.